At 7 on the Comcast Network.
Tonight from Coatesville, it's a renewal of a great Chester County rivalry. Downingtown East runs your old school ground and pound. It's work to give the Cougars a 6-0 start this season. Coatesville, who beat their rivals twice last year, runs your modern no-huddle spread offense. A lot of these players know each other well and have competed against each other for years. A great rivalry and a conference clash as the Cougars take on the Red Raiders next. Tonight from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, coverage of high school football continues on the Comcast Network. It's the Cougars of Downingtown East against the Red Raiders of Coatesville. I'm John Gurovich. A very pleasant good evening to you watching alongside Kevin Foley tonight. And Kevin, we've got two good football teams, two really strong programs.
That's right, and these guys, one of the best rivalries in the area. These guys know each other. They've played youth football together. They have a mutual respect for each other, but at the same time, they want to beat the other team's pants off, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the conference standings, and we see Downingtown East atop the standings at 6-0, and Coatesville playing from behind right now at 4-2.
And that's right, Coatesville beat them twice last year, including knocking them out of the playoffs. And it looks like this year Coatesville is going to try to play the spoiler role.
Kind of a unique situation for Coatesville. How about three brothers as the three key guys on offense? Aaron Young, freshman running back, Avery Young, wide receiver, although he's injured, and the quarterback, senior Jordan Young.
Incredibly unique. I don't think I've ever seen this on any level before. Jordan Young, obviously the senior quarterback, 3-year starter, and Aaron Young, the freshman quarterback on the other side of the spectrum, making a big splash early.
A lot of talent on the Downingtown East side as well, beginning with Carrie Angeline, big tight end who is headed for Southern Cal next season.
Yeah, Carrie Angeline, he just jumps off the tape at me, 6'7", 235 pounds, and they do a great job of lining him up all over the place. They have him at tight end, they have him in the slot, they move him outside as well, looking to get a one-on-one matchup.
Big part of a ground and pound offense, attacking between the tackles, short passing style of this very good Downingtown East football team. All right, the kickoff is just moments away. Stay with us as we get set to go on the Comcast Network. Downingtown East undefeated against Coatesville at 4-2.
Did you post it?
Done.
How many people are coming?
Lots.
Yeah.
Got it. Done. Done.
Sending you some money.
Thank you.
Done.
You like a lunch bag? Here you go, man. Thank you.
Done.
On your phone, online, on the go. Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
The Eagles took.
Welcome back to Coatesville, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Coatesville High School. A gorgeous fall evening, temperature 53 degrees, very minimal wind. It will not be a factor. Clear skies, a great night for high school football. Hey, let's check in with both head coaches. We asked them earlier about their game plans coming in.
You know, obviously we got to play great defense. You know, we've struggled the last couple of weeks, and we got to come out here and really try and defend our run game, first and foremost, and then try and, limit, carries, touches, at tight end. So we got to play real good defense, and also we got to score some points in this first half. We let some points out on the board these last couple of games in the first half, and we got to make it count early against Downingtown to win the game.
We're trying to take care of the football. We're trying to establish the line of scrimmage. I think if we are able to win that battle up front, both sides of the ball, we should be in pretty good shape.
All right, both coaches, two veteran coaches, Michael Matta in his 13th season and Matt Ortega in his 7th year at Coatesville. It will be Coatesville kicking it off. That is Jack Kincaid back deep to receive it. That is Ibrahim Kali to kick it off for Coatesville. And we are set to go with high school football coverage of Friday night action on the Comcast Network as undefeated Downingtown East, the Cougars at 6-0, take on the 4-2 Red Raiders of Coatesville. And here is the opening kickoff. It'll go beyond the reach of the deep receivers, and we have a whistle, and right away we have play blown dead. Referee Frank Kennedy tonight, heading the officiating crew. We'll have an offsides on the kickoff. You don't see that very often.
You don't see that very often. It looks a little anxiety.
And so Coatesville will re-kick it and march back 5 yards. Of course, in high school, you're kicking it off from your own 40, so they step back to the 35-yard line. Kincaid and Cameron Hammond Green back deep. And Callie will kick it off again. Line drives it to Kincaid, who's bobbling it. Now he's got it. Not quite to the 25. And so Downingtown East will start 1st and 10 at about its own 24-yard line. Their quarterback is Saunders Healy, 6'4", 171-pound senior, tall, slender, good, solid quarterback, not a star. What they like to do is run the ball, and they like to run the ball between the tackles. And if they could do that, it sets up the passing game for Saunders Healy and the rest of the attack. So 1st and 10, it'll be Downingtown East with the ball to start it off at their own 24-yard line, just underway from Coatesville High School. Healy out of the shotgun as they spread it out a little bit. He does run off tackle and crosses the 25 to about the 26. The rest of the offense besides Healy, you've got Jack Kincaid as the halfback, Jake Hanford as the fullback, Cameron Hammond Green and Ethan Harris at wide receiver, Carrie Angeline ticketed to Southern Cal at tight end, and then the line, Mike Clark, a good one, he's going to Maryland, Chris Houthworth at left guard, Jay Ingram at center, Cameron Crassley at right guard, Chris Haratunian at right tackle. It's a good, solid offensive line. They get a couple of yards here, if that, and it's 3rd and long. Here's the Coatesville defense. Raimondo, Lentz, Norman, Sampson in the front line, Evans, Jordan the middle linebacker, and Alston with Powell, 4 linebackers, and then the secondary, Kirk, Clark, and Alexander. All right, so Kevin right away, Downingtown East facing a 3rd and long.
Looks like the Raiders are stacking the line of scrimmage and taking away that run, doing everything they can to not let them break one.
Passing situation here, Healy in the shotgun. Looking to carry Angeline, the tight end, looping it over his head, nothing there, and it'll be 4th down. So Carrie Angeline, number 6, the intended receiver, but had no opportunity for a catch.
And that's exactly what we were talking about before the game. You got Angeline split out wide left. He's got a man-to-man matchup. Saunders Healy has just got to keep that ball on the field and give him a chance to make a play.
Drew Brennan comes in to punt, an excellent kicker and punter. Maybe the best in the state. And in for a punt on Downingtown East's first possession. A.J. Gripton is, Ed Clark is back deep to receive it for Coatesville. They'll let this one roll, and it does roll, a favorable roll for Downingtown East. Inside the 20, all the way back at about the 17. And that's where Coatesville will start with quarterback Jordan Young. Young at 6'3", 215 pounds, a senior, good passer, solid runner, being recruited by schools like Lafayette, Holy Cross, Delaware State. Will run out of the shotgun some 90% of the time, and off a 57-yard punt, Coatesville will start deep in its own territory at about the 17-yard line. So the Red Raiders on the attack for the first time, and as you see, they spread it out. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. It'll pass into the right flat, complete, and that'll be good for close to 1st down yardage as the ball was caught and run up. And let's take a look at the rest of the Coatesville starting lineup. Aaron Young is the running back, Kevin Kirk, Jaden Hudson, and Arnold Hammond, 3 wide receivers, Jaleel Norman, a good tight end in his own right. And then the line, Martinez, Bermudez, Hall, Klein, and Vondra. There's Jordan Young, the senior quarterback. Hands it off here to Aaron Young, his brother, the freshman, going up the middle and getting a couple of yards. Now a look at the Downingtown East defense. Shane Hogarth, Will Kiley, Chris Hartunian, and Pat Mata on the defensive line. The linebackers, Borbin, Brody Wilson, a good one, and Seth Davis, and then the secondary, Mastrock, Gripton, Gua, and Jennings. On the ground here, it is Jaden Hudson, who will play some wide receiver and some running back, and he carries the ball here and gets a short gain.
That's a good job by Jaden Hudson right here, just being patient, looking for the hole, bouncing it out, using his vision, and getting some positive yards.
It's a gain of about 5, so call it 2nd down and 5 at the 34-yard line. There's Hudson this time lined up wide right. Jordan Young dumps it off, pass complete to Hudson, and he has brought down a nice tackle in the open field, so very little yardage there. Defensive work by Matt Borman, 5'10 senior.
That's a heck of a job by Borman right there, because Hudson makes one guy miss. There's plenty of room down that sideline. Heck of a form tackle.
That's going to be a loss of 1. So 3rd down and 6. They lost a yard despite completing the pass. Hudson flanking out to the right side. And a pass intended for Hudson, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. So in the early going, both teams with a 3-and-out. Michael Guad, number 23 for Downingtown East, with good coverage.
Great job by Guam as they're just going man across the board right here. Taking their chances, being aggressive, and doing a good job covering.
The quarterback, Jordan Young, is the punter. He drops back deep, and number 22 will be going back to receive it for Downingtown East. That is Cameron Hammond-Green. And so on 4th down here early in the first quarter, Coatesville will be punting it away. A good long punt to line drive, though, fielded by Hammond-Green, and he's got some running room. Across the 40. Still on his feet, almost to the 45, and down at about the 44-yard line.
What a job setting up this block as he comes to the right. Wow, just a decleater right there as he knocks him off his feet and springs him into the open field. Here's another look as, wow, incredible shot right there. That's one you don't recover from immediately.
Mark Mastrog making the hit. I like that, a decleater. That pretty much describes it. Cameron Hammond-Green with the return, now lining up as a wide receiver. As Downingtown East goes on offense, 1st down at the 44. They give it to Kincaid, and he is pushed back. And a good defensive job by Coatesville. This Kincaid, the starting tailback, 5'8", 160, a senior. Not a big guy, but a tough guy who likes to run at people and try to run over people.
He's 5'8", 160, but he does an incredible job running the ball between the tackles, has great vision, sticks the foot in the ground, and really likes to run people over.
Didn't get anything there, so it's 2nd down and 10. Now a short pass in the right flat, complete to Hammond-Green, and he has turned around and brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Chris Jordan, the middle linebacker, coming up and making the stop.
A heck of a job. You can see Coatesville's just crowding the line of scrimmage, being extremely aggressive. They don't want to get gashed in the run game, and they're swarming all over the field right now.
So neither team has been able to get on track offensively so far. We're still looking for our first down. Well, we had the one. And Downingtown East looking for its first down, but they're not going to get it here as Healy's pass goes incomplete. And so Saunders, Healy, and the Cougar offense will head to the bench. And Kevin, 3-and-out, both possessions now.
Yeah, so tightening up, maybe a little nerves out there. The offense is taking their time to try and get in track, but two defenses that are playing very aggressively right now.
So punt situation here. And for Coatesville, Ethan Harris. Check that. It's Aaron Young is back to receive the punt. Good kick here by Drew Brennan. And it is downed and almost a dangerous situation as the ball was loose. Hey, be the first to know all of your Philly sports news by following at CSN Philly on Twitter and by downloading the free CSN Philly Sports app today. All right, so it's Jordan Young and the Coatesville Red Raiders on offense here as they will start at their own 21-yard line and see if they can get something going. Pass over the middle is complete, and now breaking out in the open field is the freshman Aaron Young. And he's got first down yardage, and Coatesville is able to move the sticks on this first play.
Great job that time by Jordan Young. Just taking what the defense has given him. They're going to play soft. Just going to take the underneath, pick up a nice little first down there, and get the chains moving.
14-yard gain. So 1st and 10 at the 35. Fake handoff, and Jordan Young still has the ball and pushes forward for a yard or two, maybe to the 37-yard line. Jordan Young coming into the game with 69 pass completions in 131 attempts. That's 53%. Just over 1,000 yards, 1,054 yards over the first 6 games. 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. On second down here, ball winds up in the hands of Jaden Hudson. Well defended and brought down. Good work by Mark Mastrog, coming up from corner to make the stop.
And this Cougars defense is doing just an incredible job. And it's the same stuff I saw on tape. They're very disciplined defensively. They stay in their lanes. They've given up only 60 yards rushing in the last 3 games combined. So this is a team, if you want to move the ball, you better spread them out and try to throw it.
And they've given up only 7 points in the 2 conference games they played so far. So
get ball, false start, offense.
Hey, stay with, let's go.
3rd down.
Penalty here sets back Coatesville 5 yards. Middle stages of the first quarter, neither team has been able to do much on offense. Downingtown East has been able to do nothing on offense so far. Coatesville trying to get something going, but stepping back 5 yards here, and suddenly they're faced with 3rd and long. 3rd and 16 at their own 29-yard line. Young looking. Throwing deflected off the hands of Jaden Hudson. Incomplete. And again, Coatesville will be in a punt situation.
Yeah, there's not a lot of calls in the playbook for 3rd and 16.
Yeah.
They backed off there. You just got to do a good job and complete that ball. Give your punter give yourself as the punter a better opportunity to pick up some ground.
Cameron Hammond Green, number 22, is back to receive the punt for Downingtown East. And number 3, Jordan Young, the quarterback, steps back in punt formation to kick it. High snap. But handled well. And a fair catch for Hammond Green. And so let's see if the Cougars can get on track. They will start at their own 33. First, we'll take a break. No score. 5.5 left in the first quarter. Live from Coatesville, coverage of high school football. No score, middle stages of the first quarter. Downingtown East, coached by Michael Matta. His 13th season as the head coach here. He was at Downingtown High School before the East-West split for 7 years as an assistant. Coached at Westchester, at Clarion, at Western Connecticut. Graduate assistant at the University of Florida. A long and mostly successful coaching resume.
It's an incredible resume, that's for sure.
Grew up in South Jersey. Matta played at Shawnee High School and then college football at Susquehanna University. And as his team gets set to get going here, we have a stoppage and a timeout. Not sure exactly why, but both teams will huddle around their coaches and talk things over.
It's hard to believe what you could be calling a timeout there for, just coming off a break.
Yeah. Coatesville with a long history of success, a very powerful team last year, defeated Downingtown East in the state playoffs, and then in the district finals lost to Pennsbury, but a strong, successful year for Coatesville last season. 4-2 this year, while, as we said a couple of times, Downingtown East comes into this game undefeated at 6-0. More high school football coming up after tonight on the Comcast Network. Springside Chestnut Hill Academy at Malvern Prep on Saturday, November 14th, an afternoon game, and then a morning game, Thanksgiving morning. Speaking of Shawnee at Lenape as we go back to South Jersey for Thanksgiving turkey football on that Thursday. All right, play back in. Downingtown East set to go. This is their quarterback, Saunders Healy. Throw an opening, takes a hard hit, but the best offense so far for Downingtown East, a good 8-9 yard run.
This is what we're used to seeing from this Cougars offense. Healy, just a nice little quarterback draw trap. Makes the linebacker miss, gets up the field, shows great athleticism and picking up a nice chunk of yards.
It's a 9-yard gain. It sets up 2nd down and 1. Healy looking to throw, fires, complete. The big tight end, Carrie Angeline, and that'll be the first down for Downingtown East. Penalty flags are down. Angeline at 6'7", 235, a senior, part of a long history of successful tight ends, and a guy headed for Southern Cal in the fall. Let's see what the flag is exactly. Referee Frank Kennedy.
We have a dead ball foul, personal foul, defense. 15 yards.
Take another look.
And this is what we're talking about. Anytime you get Angeline out there one-on-one, you want to take advantage of it and just get him the ball as soon as you can.
Well, the officials are going to call Jordan Young quarterback on offense, playing defense here.
That shows you just how strong Jordan Young is.
Yes.
Being able to body slam him at 6'7", 235 the way he did.
So all of a sudden the Cougars on the move. Well, they were on the move. Kincaid runs into black shirts. And the tailback is driven back as the defense, led by Alex Raimondo, number 40, puts the stop on.
A great job by Raimondo. You see him slashing in the gap, beating the block, and making a nice hit in the backfield. You can see Coatesville really trying to hit all the gaps.
2-yard loss on the play. Here's a completed pass to Angeline. Loose ball. Is that a fumble or incomplete? It's a fumble. And Coatesville's got possession, or is it? Hold everything. One official saying fumble, one saying incomplete. And it's going to be incomplete. So the tight end grabbing the ball but losing it, and they say incomplete pass.
This is one of those rules that at every level it's difficult. Looks to me like he makes a catch, makes a football move, takes 2 steps and starts to run. He's got the ball there. He's starting to make a run, and that ball's out before he's down. To me, that looks like a fumble.
Cougars may have caught a break there. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 12. They do keep possession, but they've got 3rd and long, and Healy's in trouble. Healy flushed out of the pocket. Gets back across the line of scrimmage. Close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be just short of the pylon. Just short of the stick, I should say. And it's going to set up 4th and short.
And this is where Healy just crushes you. It looks like you have a good pass rush on him. Everyone's covered downfield, but with great athleticism, he's able to escape to the outside and pick up a big chunk of yards.
Picks up 11. They had 3rd and 12. So now at 4th and 1, they're going to go for it. And they're going to go with the quarterback draw. The keeper, and Saunders Healy has plenty of room for a first down.
I love the call here too. By not handing the ball off and letting your quarterback run, you get the extra man in that can block for you, and they blow a hole open and pick up a huge first down.
So the Cougars, who were stopped on 3 and out on their first 2 possessions, are now on a drive. This began at about their own 21-yard line. It's Healy carrying the ball again, and this time very little yardage, maybe a yard or 2, and then surrounded by black jerseys. Saunders Healy, a multi-sport athlete, a star lacrosse player, heading to Towson University in the fall as a lacrosse player.
That's right, he's a heck of an athlete, tall and lanky, but can run, and he really likes to stick his nose in there and try to run people over as well from the quarterback position.
Fake handoff. Healy in trouble, gets the pass away, and that's picked off. It is the senior Jordan Young, and Young running down the right sideline. He gets a block. He might go all the way. Young to the 10. Young to the end zone. Touchdown. Jordan Young. There is a flag on the play. And we'll see if that impacts anything. But Healy, the quarterback, hit as he threw, and that caused the pass to be a wobbler. And Jordan Young stepped up and picked it off.
And we heard that Jordan Young would be playing some defense coming into this game, and you can see why.
Let's take another look.
They go a little play action here. As you can see him trying to get Angeline down the seam, and he had him open. He just took a shot as he was throwing it. Ball popped up in the air and picked off.
It's all coming back, though.
That's an early Christmas gift right there for Jordan Young.
So the call is an illegal block. Take a look at the reaction by Coach Matt Ortega. So the interception stands, but the touchdown is called back. Coatesville now going deep, and it's picked off the other way. Jeremy Jennings, number 2, taking it back for Downingtown East. The Cougars have the ball back. How about that? So, recapping, the interception, the Coatesville interception stood. There was a penalty on the run back, so they took away the touchdown, and then on the first play, the interception by Downingtown East.
Maybe Aaron Young was just so exhausted from running 80 yards, and he just throws this ball up into double coverage, well underthrown, bad decision, and a poor throw.
So a great play on the defensive side by Jordan Young, and then the ill-timed pass. We do have a penalty here, we're told, on the bench, apparently on the coach. Let's see what the call is.
We have a warning, sideline warning. Sideline warning.
So not a penalty, but a warning for the coaches to remain on the sideline, off of the field of play. The highs and lows of the world of sports.
Unbelievable. What a play by Jeremy Jennings. That's his 4th pick of the year, and he's taken 2 to the house already this year.
All right, it's Kincaid on first down, finding a little bit of an opening and squeezing through and powering up to the 46.
As the Cougars want to put a stop to this frantic pace and say, let's get back to basics and a little bit of power football. Give the ball back to Kincaid.
4-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 6. It is Kincaid through an opening. Stopped just shy of midfield. That'll be another 3 yards or so. And set up 3rd down and about 3.
I like the job by Michael Matta, staying patient here with the run game. He just had a couple turnovers. Let's get back to what you do best, power football, running the ball between the tackles with Kincaid, and let's settle things down.
3rd down and 3. Last 2 minutes of play in the first quarter, no score. Healy, complete. Short gain here. Jake Hanford, the fullback, who's mostly a blocker, but they'll use him as a pass catcher on play action, and they did there.
Yes, and it's the perfect complement to their power running game. You run the power running game, and then you come off with the fake, and fullback Jake Hanford is actually the 2nd leading receiver on the team, doing a great job at catching the ball in the flat all year for the Cougars.
10-yard gain gives a first down to Downingtown East at the 41 in Coatesville territory. Healy flings it out in the left flat to Hanford again, and this time nothing doing. Number 9, Kevin Kirk, and number 22, middle linebacker Chris Jordan, stopping Jake Hanford. And it'll be 2nd and about 7. Michael Matta, head coach in his 13th season at Downingtown East. Told us yesterday he likes to keep things simple. He has really about 5 plays and just works on them until his team gets. He said he'll run it between the tackles for as long as until the other team can stop it. Old school.
Yes, it's a great philosophy as long as it works. And you have a good combination of Carrie Angeline and Jake Hanford, who you can swing the ball out to just to keep the defense honest.
He's also got a left offensive tackle in Mike Clark, who's 6'8", 260, and who's ticketed to Maryland in the fall. 3rd down and about 7. Healy looks, this one's tipped up in the air and picked off. Oh, great athletic play. And again, it's number 3, Jordan Young, who tipped it up in the air and then turned and grabbed the loose football. Neither one of these coaches, unlike most high schools, neither one of these coaches plays a lot of two-way guys, but Jordan Young seeing action in both sides and doing well.
Due to injuries, the coach told us that Jordan Young was going to be playing some defense. I'm not sure that he suspected he would have this much success this early on.
2 interceptions. Ball might have hit the ground, but it stands. Just a fine play.
I'd give it to him for the effort.
Yeah, there you go. So 1st and 10 at the 37, and Young will keep it. And it is Jordan Young again in the open field, rumbling downfield across the 40, across the 35 to the 34 of Downingtown East.
This is why Jordan Young is so explosive. He can get the ball down the field, but he can beat you with his legs too. Great cutback right there. Huge gain, turn the momentum.
They spotted at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 28 yards and a 1st down at the Cougar 35. 25 seconds left in the 1st quarter. No score. Both teams started slow. Both teams have threatened. Here's a completed pass to Jaden Hudson heading down the right sideline and dragged out of bounds by Jeremy Jennings. Jaden Hudson coming into the game with 28 catches to lead Coatesville.
I love the call too right there by Coach Ortega. Just get the ball out of Jordan Young's hands. You can see him winded out there. He's made about 5 huge plays already on both sides of the ball, and he's winded. He's trying to get his air out there, and just flip it out into the flat and let one of your playmakers make a play.
If you remember, earlier in this quarter, we had a shot of him on the sideline taking some oxygen. So he has been very active and very effective. His team has 1st down at the 17-yard line. And in motion is Hudson. And tired or not, they let Young tote the football, and he gets a couple to about the 16-yard line. So that'll be the final play of the 1st quarter. 2 old rivalries battling each other pretty fiercely. A lot of back and forth. Nobody's been able to get anything on the scoreboard so far. Heading for the 2nd quarter, Coatesville nothing, Downingtown East nothing. Friday night, high school football. Stay with us on the Comcast Network. This is John Gervich with Kevin Foley. We are at Coatesville High School in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Set to go. Start of the 2nd quarter. Downingtown East nothing, Coatesville nothing. Jordan Young outstanding on offense and defense.
He's been all over the field. He's been a one-man band out there. Takes the tipped pass right there. Takes it to the house. Unfortunately, comes back for the penalty. Then goes up, tips the ball on his own and makes a diving reception. Then pulls the fake. Running here, as you can see, he's winded. But another huge play down the field.
He's accomplished more in the 1st quarter than a lot of guys do in a season.
It's unbelievable.
Thrown for 41, rushed for 28, picked off 2 passes. And his team in action in the red zone here. This is his brother, the freshman running back, Aaron Young, carrying for a couple across the 15. There is, as we mentioned before, a 3rd brother, Avery Young, wide receiver, who is injured and not playing tonight. But 3 brothers spearheading the Coatesville attack this season.
Yep, Aaron Young at 5'10", only 165, but a very powerful, strong kid who can run between the tackles and can also beat you with his speed outside.
Let's see what Coatesville can come up with here on 3rd and 7 at about the 14-yard line. Young looking, his pass batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And Kerry Angeline, who we talked a lot about as an offensive player on tight end, he steps up and makes a defensive play.
And we talk about not a lot of guys go both ways, but Angeline will come in critical situations like this. Red zone opportunities, and in the 4th quarter you'll see him.
Helps to have a 6'7" guy out there who's an athlete.
It certainly doesn't hurt.
All right, 4th down, and it'll be a field goal situation. So Ibrahim Kali, guy who hit a game-winning 42-yard field goal in a game last year, he can kick, into attempt a field goal from the 21. So a 31-yard attempt. No score in the game. Here's the field goal attempt. It is good. And Coatesville is on the board, a 31-yard field goal by senior Ibrahim Kali. And it is Coatesville 3, and Downingtown East nothing. So Coatesville drawing first blood. Yes, as kickers so often didn't even look. Knew it was good coming off the foot. And his team is out to the 3-0 lead. All right, so Downingtown East, the favorite in this game, 6-0, coming in undefeated. High octane offense, great defense. They find themselves down 3-0, but really in need of getting something going here.
Absolutely. I think they got to get back to what they do best and just try to get that power running game going again. Angeline's been getting some one-on-one matchups outside, so I think they got to take advantage of that and just do what they do. It's a tough rivalry game. Coatesville has come in defensively, and they basically have said, we are not going to let you run the ball. And they've put 8 guys up near the line of scrimmage, and they've done a great job taking away the run. So just a matter of how the Cougars are going to react.
Big contingent from Downingtown making the trip down the road to Coatesville here. Good crowd on hand. Gorgeous autumn evening. Starting to be a little bit of a chill in the air, but just perfect football weather tonight. Number 22 is Cameron Hammond Green. Number 26 is Jack Kincaid, back deep to receive the kickoff. Callie set to kick it off, and he sends it downfield on a line. Off the hands of Hammond Green. He retrieves. In trouble. In more trouble. And going backwards. Let's see if they call this a safety. I don't think they will, but it was pretty darn close. Now they won't, but great defensive work by the Coatesville coverage team, led by number 15, Mercier Stocker.
This is just careless. Just took his eyes off the ball, looked to run with it before he had it. At this point, you just got to take your medicine, get upfield, get what you can, and try to get out to the 15-yard line. Too much dancing after he dropped the ball.
And he got hit hard at the end of that and shaken up. He's okay. And he will head off the field under his own steam. His team, however, facing 1st and 10 at its own 2-yard line. So the task is daunting. Let's see what Downingtown East can come up with. Both teams are set. And here we go. First down at the 2. And nothing doing there, and that is a safety ball handed to Jack Kincaid. He was buried behind the line. Javon Sampson, number 58, leading the defense. And Coatesville's got 2 more points.
What a job by Javon Sampson. Just getting immediate penetration into the backfield. As you can see, they're stunting, they're slashing, they're hitting the different gaps. They've been successful doing it all night, just trying to focus on taking away that running game.
So Coatesville has seized the momentum here. They turn an interception into a field goal, and then bad field position on Downingtown East's part into a safety. And Coatesville will now be getting the ball again. With the score Coatesville 5, Downingtown East nothing. 11:09 left in the second quarter. Hey, before Sam Bradford and the Eagles take on the Giants, get ready for the divisional showdown with predictions from our panel. Plus, a look back at the best of B West before he gets inducted into the Eagles Hall of Fame. Get ready for Monday Night Football starting at 5, only on Comcast Sportsnet. All right, 11-0. That is not a baseball playoff score. That is a football score, 5-0. As the field goal and the safety combined have put Coatesville up by 5 points.
Didn't see any bat flip after that safety.
Yes. He was pretty happy, as we have seen in some of the baseball playoff games with the flips. All right, so now the punt off, if you will, and Drew Brennan of Downingtown East sends it downfield. Coatesville has the ball back. On the return, it is Aaron Young, and he is pushed back and down back at about his own 34-yard line. So it'll be Coatesville with the football again following their 2 points on the safety. First portion of the second quarter, they've got the 5-0 lead.
They've got the 5-0 lead, and they've got all the momentum on their side. This is where you like to see them step on the gas, get a little aggressive, spread them out, and take a shot down the field.
They do have a wide open attack. They run quite a bit out of the spread. And they start here in good field position at their own 39. The quarterback, Jordan Young. Set up in the shotgun. Pass is complete to Jaden Hudson. And he is bumped and staying on his feet. Jeremy Jennings trying to push him out of bounds. We said there are 3 brothers on this Coatesville team. There's Dad, Anthony Young, father of Jordan, Avery, and Aaron, and himself a star football player. Played for Temple, wound up getting inducted eventually into the Temple Hall of Fame, and then went on to the NFL. Had an outstanding rookie season with the Colts, then suffered a bad injury, and that ended his career. But it's resurrected itself in the form of his 3 boys, all on the high school football team this season. All right, here's Jaden Hudson taking the pass from Jordan Young, and that winds up going nowhere. Should mention that you, Kevin Foley, are part of a football family as we take a look at the Youngs.
That's quite a genetic pool right there, and one proud papa, that's for sure.
Kevin Foley, my partner here, of course, a star quarterback at Cherry Hill East High School, and then on to Maryland, and then Boston University. And you had 3 brothers.
That's right.
Who played, but not all at the same time.
Not all at the same time.
And your dad was a star athlete.
Yes, played quarterback
in
at Boston College in the mid-'60s.
Yeah. All right, nothing doing here, or is there, as Jordan Young shakes free for a moment and then gets sacked. Downingtown East stepping up on defense here and making a good defensive play that'll force Coatesville into 4th down.
And that was absolutely huge. That's just what they needed. This game was starting to look like it was swinging in favor of the Red Raiders. And the Cougars defense comes up with a huge play.
Good penetration from the outside. Young got away from a couple of guys, but then the swarm continued and the sack resulted. Now Young, Jordan Young does it all. Back deep to punt it here. Big rush comes on, but he's able to get away a line drive kick. It is fielded and brought back by Ethan Harris after he slipped away from the tackle. And Harris gets out to the 40-yard line. So nice job by junior Ethan Harris.
Jordan Young just continues to show his athleticism, getting this punt off quickly and hitting a doozy. And then a great job breaking the tackle there, getting positive yards. And the Cougars are in a position where they got to try and take this momentum back.
Saunders Healy, the senior quarterback, steps on. And let's see if he can get some offense going here. 1st and 10 at the 42. This is one of the toughest tests that the Cougars have faced this season. On 1st down, they get a screen pass going, completed pass to Jake Hanford, the fullback. He gets across the 1st down marker, pushing with 2nd effort into Coatesville territory at the 47.
Good change of pace here by Coach Matta. Love what he's doing. They're stacking the line of scrimmage, trying to stop the run. So you get a nice little safe swing screen here to one of your sure-handed receivers, fullback Jake Hanford, and a great drive starter.
They mark the ball at the 46. Make it a gain of 12. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Short pass in the flat, complete. The tight end, Carrie Angeline, with running room down the left sideline. Bumped along the sideline, tight roping for a couple of extra yards, and another 1st down for the Cougars.
There he is, big Carrie Angeline, the USC commit, 6'7", 235.
Take another look.
You got him matched up against a corner that's 5'8" or 5'9" out there. You got to throw that ball out there every single time until they commit 2 guys to defend him. That should be a pitch and catch all night.
And Carrie Angeline, not only a great player in his own right, but one of a string of great tight ends at Downingtown East. Look at this. Keith Carter, tight end going to UCLA. Evan Bird from Downingtown East to Holy Cross. Tyler Croft to Rutgers, and now in the NFL with Cincinnati. And then Brendan Darlington, who went on to Syracuse. And then the current tight end, Carrie Angeline, on his way to Southern Cal. That is an incredible record over the last 10, 12 years. And, kind of odd in a way. Like, why would one school produce a string of all positions of tight ends?
What is
like
in
that?
the water in Downingtown? Yes. We asked the coach that exact question, and his simple answer was luck.
Yeah, it's part of it. Well, off the Angeline play here, it is 1st and goal to go at the 5-yard line. Now let's see if Downingtown East can get it in. Coatesville really has had the better part of it, but Downingtown East looking for the lead here. Saunders Healy busting off a tackle and is right down to the goal line. The spin move by Healy and the second effort turning nothing into something.
Great job by Healy here. There's nothing there originally. He shows patience right there, waiting for the hole to develop. Takes a shot right in the chest, spins off it, and almost gets into the end zone.
2nd and goal to go. Quarterback keeper Healy reaching with the football. Does he get the arms in the air from the referees? Nope, not yet. Boy, he was darn close.
Wow, it looked like he had the ball across at the beginning, but there was just so many people. The ref might just not have been able to see it from his angle.
3rd and long. From here, they've got 2 more shots. They're 3rd and inches. Just beyond the goal line, they hand it to Kincaid. He busts off right guard, touchdown. Kincaid would not be stopped. And just like that, the Cougars have taken the lead.
And this is what we're talking about. Very uncanny by Jack Kincaid at only 5'8", 168 pounds. But watch the strength and the leg drive right there. And the ferocity to get that ball across the end zone.
Senior kicker Drew Brennan on to try the extra point. And he knocks it through. And so, outplayed or not for most of the first half, Downingtown East finds itself on top. Take another look at the touchdown, capping off a 58-yard drive.
Great angle here. You can see Kincaid gets the initial push, uses his hand to stabilize himself after taking a shot right here, keeps his knee off the ground, and gets the ball across the line. Great job.
7:48 left in the second quarter. Cougars 7, Red Raiders 5. Jack Kincaid, 5'8", 160, senior, small but physical, and using his strength to score the touchdown there. Comcast Sportsnet has teamed up with a high school rewards campaign and wants you to help your high school win the online challenge. High School Rewards encourages students, parents, alumni, and fans to rally around a common goal, raising money for high school sports in Philadelphia and the suburbs. Help your high school win the online challenge. Get free rewards and be eligible to win great sweepstakes prizes. Visit highschoolrewards.com for more information. highschoolrewards.com. All right, so interesting game, right? Coatesville, in control, but unable to build up a lead. A 5-0 lead is all they had. And now they turn around and they're down 7-5. The kickoff going into the end zone. It's a touchback, and so the Red Raiders will start at their own 20.
Yeah, that was a must-have drive right there by the Cougars. Trailing 5-0, being outplayed, a ton of big plays. They had to get the momentum back, and they answered right there with a great drive.
Nice kick by Drew Bredin, who gets most of his kickoffs into the end zone. Not very common at the high school level, and he's hit a couple of field goals from beyond the 45 this year. Guy who may be headed to West Point or to the Naval Academy. Ivy League school, has a lot of opportunities in front of him as a kicker and as a student. Jordan Young operating the Coatesville offense. No gain here off the result. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. On 2nd and 10, they hand it off to the motion man. It is Hudson. Across the 25, he'll get up to about the 27-yard line.
Great play call as they're stuffing in between the tackles. You get it to Hudson on the quick little speed sweep to the outside. You break contain and get him into the open field. Great call.
7-yard run. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Red Raiders on a 3rd and short. Young breaks one tackle, pushes forward short of the first down. Number 46, Brody Wilson, middle linebacker, a 3-year starter, a guy heading to Yale on a lacrosse scholarship. We mentioned the quarterback Saunders Healy heading to Towson to play lacrosse. On the defensive side for the Cougars, Brody Wilson will continue his athletic career at Yale as a lacrosse player. Look at total yards now. East with 104 total yards. Coatesville with 81. A 3-and-out for Coatesville here, and a punt situation. Is that Carrie Angeline back deep to receive the punt? Don't know I'll double check the numbers here as the ball is punted away. Yeah, you see that?
Yes, it is.
It was not Angeline who fielded it. Ethan Harris did. But the 6'7" tight end, Angeline, was one of the guys back deep to receive.
He and Jordan Young do it all.
All right, so 6:12 left in the second quarter, and now Saunders, Healy, and the rest of the Downingtown East offense comes onto the field, including Mr. Angeline. And it'll be first down at the 33-yard line. Middle stages of the second quarter. East 7, Coatesville 5. Out of the I formation. Kincaid broke one tackle, didn't break the next. Chris Jordan hit him first. And then Rashawn Alston wrapped him up, and Kincaid with just a couple of inches, really.
Yeah, not much there at all. The Red Raiders defense is determined to take away that power running game.
Call it no gain and make it second down and 10. Handoff to Kincaid. And again, wrapped up by linebacker Rashawn Alston. Put together a pretty good first half. Number 17 for the Coatesville defense. 5'9", 170-pound senior Rashawn Alston. Couple of tackles, there he is. And now it's third down and about 8.
This is where the Cougars are a little out of their comfort zone. They like to be more of 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, so they can use many options. Going with the trips right, have Angeline split out left again.
And they'll keep it on the ground, quarterback draw. This has worked a couple of times, but it doesn't work for anywhere close to a first down here. Now we have a 3-and-out for the Cougars and a punt situation.
And that's what we're talking about. With these power running games, you need to get positive yards. You need to get 3, 4, 5 yards on the first couple plays so you can find yourself in the 3rd and 3 or 4, and you really have the whole playbook at your disposal.
Drew Brennan, who does the place kicking and the punting, drops back in punt formation. Aaron Young is back deep to receive it, alongside Kevin Kirk. And on 4th down, Brennan gets the punt away. Aaron Young watching it go over the sideline. So it goes out of bounds. It'll be a first down for Downingtown East. First, there's a timeout on the field. 7-5 the Cougars. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Downingtown East 7, Coatesville 5. Kevin, we're still kind of looking for a rhythm to this football game. Both teams have taken their shot, but turnovers both sides, some big plays on both teams, and a 7-5 score.
Yeah, it's been erratic. There's been multiple momentum changes, but no one's really taken control of the game and done what they want to offensively.
The Downingtown East defense sets up as Coatesville goes 1st and 10 at its own 37-yard line. The quarterback, Jordan Young, fires complete. Reception made by number 5, Makai Alexander, and a first down for Coatesville.
This is what we're talking about with Jordan Young. Great job standing tall in the pocket, sticking the ball outside the numbers. Good velocity on it, perfect shot. Now's the time you want to just get this thing going, try to get some momentum, spread them out, maybe go some hurry-up offense here and zing it around.
It's a 21-yard gain. They keep it on the ground here. Freshman Aaron Young, one of the younger brothers of quarterback Jordan Young, gets across the 40, about a 3-yard gain. Matt Ortega in his 7th year as head coach at Coatesville. His 12th year as a high school head coach. He was a head coach for 5 years out in York, Pennsylvania, before coming to Coatesville. He's from the Harrisburg area, played high school football at Harrisburg High School, and then college football at St. Francis of PA. 2nd down and about 8. Young flinging it downfield just beyond the reach of Jaden Hudson. Got a little tangled up with the defender, but no flags come out.
But this is what you got to do against this Cougars defense. They're literally, every defender is within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they're just playing these receivers man to man. You got to take shots down the field and try to hit these, and try to win some of these one-on-one matchups with your athletes.
Michael Gua with the defensive coverage. Coatesville is 1 for 6 on 3rd down conversions, and they have 3rd and 8 here at the 39. Trips left, 1 wide receiver right. Young set up in the shotgun. On 3rd and long, pressure coming. Pass is thrown incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. A little bit of a blitz by the Downingtown East defense.
Good job by the Cougars that time. That time they backed off. They went with 2 safeties deep, and they showed like they were going to play a passive, conservative zone defense, and then brought the blitz. So great job mixing it up by Coach Mata.
And so on 4th down, Coatesville will line up in punt formation. Ethan Harris back deep to receive. Jordan Young to punt it. Getting to the late part of the 2nd quarter. Young steps in. Fair catch called for and taken by Harris. And it'll be 1st down for the Cougars inside their own 20-yard line. So 3:10 left in the 2nd quarter. Plenty of time for Downingtown East to try to put something together. The Cougars are 6-0 as they huddle around their coach Michael Mata. Coatesville Red Raiders at 4 up and 2 down, trying to stay in the mix. Coming up at halftime, we'll play back interviews we did before the game. A couple of interesting interviews. Brody Wilson of Downingtown East and Jordan Young of Coatesville. Fake handoff. Healy looking. Healy being chased. Gets it away. Incomplete. Threw it into traffic. Incomplete pass intended for Jake Hamford.
Great job defensively here by Coatesville. They're not fooled by the run fake. They know there's only 3.5 minutes left. Dangerous throw right there by Healy. You got to be careful there. Just throw that one. Live to play another down. Throw that one away.
Chris Jordan was there on defense. It was Tawn Evans, number 6, who was chasing the quarterback. 2nd down and 10. They give it off to Kincaid, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Chris Jordan again involved defensively. The middle linebacker and co-captain number 22 there has had a solid first half. 5'11", 200-pound senior.
Here's where it gets interesting for the Cougars offensively. They're sitting in a 3rd and 9, not ideal for what they like to do offensively. So do you stay conservative here, run some of the clock, run the ball, and then punt it? Or do you try to get aggressive and make a play and pick up a 1st down?
They're going to put it in the air. A short pass picked off. Heading for the end zone, Kevin Kirk. Pick 6, Coatesville. Well, you said it, Kevin. They had a choice to make. They did not go conservative, and it did not work out.
And that's the downside to it. And if you look outside, Carrie Angeline's out there, but he's double covered. There was a guy playing short who had help over the top, so had the ability to break on that ball.
And then Kevin Kirk stepping up, making the pick, and bringing it to the house. And as a result, Coatesville finds itself on top, a 4-point lead with the extra point coming up. Callie, who had a field goal earlier in the first half, trying the extra point here, and sends a wobbler through the uprights. And so a 5-point lead now for Coatesville as we seesaw. It is now the Red Raiders on top, 12-7, the pick 6
This is the
resulting in a
only thing
Coatesville lead.
you can't have happen. You see number 9, the defenders playing tight against Angeline because he's got help over the top. So they're in essence double teaming Angeline there. You cannot make that throw to the outside. Sudden game changer right there. And if you're going to make that throw, you got to make that throw high and away to Angeline and take advantage of his 6'7" frame. But that's just a play, you know, you can't make with 2 minutes left to go in half.
So sometimes the 5'11" guy does get the edge on the 6'7" guy.
That's right. That's right. When you get help over the top, you can be aggressive and jump those short routes.
So Kevin Kirk, number 9 for Coatesville, 5'11", 170-pound senior with the intercept and the touchdown on the return. They had a pick, an interception return for touchdown earlier that was called back because of a penalty. This one stands. And so Matt Ortega and the Coatesville Red Raiders have themselves a 5-point lead. Getting interesting. Kickoff is just out of the hands of Ethan Harris, resulting in a touchback. And it'll be a first down at the 20-yard line. And so Downingtown East has to come right back at it, see if they can get something going here with 2:20 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and you hate to second guess, but they had all the momentum going for them. The only thing you can't do there is turn the ball over. You want to be conservative, run the clock, take it into halftime with the lead. That's an option. They decided to be aggressive.
They spread it out here, and they're going to put it in the air again. Pass out into the right flat, complete, but just a short gain. And good defensive work, preventing anything longer. Chris Day, number 38, on the reception. And Young with the tackle.
And guess who? Mr. Everything. Jordan Young trying to step in and almost pick that one off as well.
Gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Healy looking, airs it out down the left side beyond the reach of Angeline. And again, double coverage courtesy of corner Kevin Kirk and safety Ed Clark. 3rd and 6.
That time Healy had some time to throw the football, and if he would have let the play develop, he would have had either Angeline on the deep route or the little hitch route outside. He had options, just got rid of the ball a little bit too early.
Healy 7 for 16 in the air tonight for 74 yards and the 3 intercepts. Long pass down the right side. Angeline trying to go over the defender against double coverage, and it's incomplete. And again, good defensive work by the Coatesville secondary against the star tight end, Carrie Angeline. He's been bottled up for most of this game, and as a result of this play, it's 4th and 6.
Yes, he has. It's been the big issue so far for the Cougars offense. They haven't been able to get the running game going on 1st and 2nd down, and they've been leaving themselves with a lot of 3rd and 8s and 9s, 3rd and 10s, and that's just not their offense. They struggle picking those first downs up.
So Drew Brennan on for another punt. And sophomore Makai Alexander, number 5, is back deep to receive it for Coatesville. And the Red Raiders will get the ball back. This is a short punt here. And as a result, great field position for Coatesville. So Drew Brennan, an excellent kicker and punter with a short one here. And Coatesville will have good field position, just really shanked it.
This looked like one of my drives off the first tee, just dead right into the bushes.
That can happen. $1:36 left in the second quarter. 12 points for Coatesville. Think about this, Kevin. They've scored 4 different ways, right? 6 on a touchdown, 1 on an extra point, 3 points on a field goal, 2 on the safety.
Yep.
12 points. Is there any other way? I think they're done. I think they're out of ways to score.
And Jordan Young has made almost every play you can make.
Yeah, pretty much. Now look at this, a little reverse razzle-dazzle here, and it's going nowhere. Or is it? Young gets away, flings it down the right sideline. If he completes that thing, boy, that's on SportsCenter.
Well,
but he didn't, and as a result, it's simply an incomplete pass.
You say simply an incomplete pass. This is one of the best incomplete passes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
What a job, just escaping all these defenders. Takes an absolute shot to the chest, but stops the clock. There's still 1:27 left on the 36-yard line. He gives his team another chance.
Second down and 10 at the 36. Young looking, still looking, and now is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Or right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard. We'll see where they spot it. And it's third down.
It was a great job that time by Mark Mastrog. He was ready to jump that little bubble screen route. And Jordan Young had to pull it back. It would have been issues.
Coatesville's going to get a timeout here. Stops the clock with, they're going to stop it with 57 seconds left is what they're going to rule. 12-7 Coatesville, facing third and long. Too far for a field goal, right? They're at the 36, so they're out of high school field goal range, and we'll see what they decide to do here.
It's a
Coatesville with a 4-2 record so far this year. Kevin, here's what they have coming up, and here's what they've done so far.
Look at the points they've put up this year. 42, 41, 24, 41, 30. Just shows you the kind of defense they're going up against tonight.
Yeah, they've tightened up the defensive screws tonight, though. You look at the last 3 games and against some good teams, including Downingtown West, which, like Downingtown East, is undefeated. But Coatesville's given up a ton of points in the last 3. Tonight, though, against this strong Downingtown East team, they played much better defensively.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is that rivalry game you're talking about. These guys come fired up to play, and playing with a ton of determination and aggression.
All right, let's see what Matt Ortega has planned here. Third down and 10 at the 36. Jordan Young looking to pass. Fires down the right side. He's got a man. It's Hudson off his hands. Incomplete. Jaden Hudson had the ball at his fingertips. Got whacked by Michael Gua, the safety, and the ball fell away incomplete.
That's just a great job all around. It's a heck of a throw, but even a better play defensively by Gua. That thing is thrown exactly where you want to throw it, back shoulder, but Gua makes a tremendous defensive play.
They'll take another shot on fourth down with just 50 seconds left and see if they could get a first down to keep this thing alive. Senior quarterback Jordan Young with the football. Quick kick on the punt. And so they'll just drive it down. It goes into the end zone, so it doesn't accomplish much as it turns out, but it does give the ball back to Downingtown East with weak field position at the 20-yard line and just 44 seconds left.
If you're Downingtown East in this situation, I hope you learn your lesson. Might want to just run the ball here a couple times, take it into half, regroup. You're only down 1 score. It could be much worse.
Turnovers have been a big part of the story. Indeed, the pick 6 on the earlier possession. Downingtown East has turned it over 3 times on 3 picks, while Coatesville has committed only 1 turnover. They do play it conservatively here, stay between the tackles, and that's really their game. They're doing it here just to wind down the rest of the clock, but they've gotten a little bit away from what they do best.
And that's where they've struggled. They haven't been able to run the ball successfully on first and second down. And as a power running team, that's where your success comes. Finding yourself in 3rd and 2, 3 and 4, where you really have the whole playbook at your disposal. You can run the ball, you can run the quick play actions. They haven't been able to do it tonight.
Clock winding down inside 10 seconds now. They'll run 1 more play. Hand it off to Kincaid, and that will do it for the second quarter. So 2 periods complete. Coatesville and Downingtown East in a seesaw game going back and forth. And as we come to the break, it is the Red Raiders on the high end, leading by 5. So we'll take a break here. It is Coatesville 12, Downingtown East 7. A big second half of football still to come. And if you take a look at the scoring in the first half, again, 4 different types of scores by Coatesville. Field goal, safety, touchdown, and extra point. It all adds up to 12. while 7 have been scored by Downingtown East. There's the safety. We're going to see the touchdown here by Downingtown East. And put them on top briefly, 7-5. And then the pick 6. And with the extra point, that's where we are. Coatesville 12. Downingtown East 7. All right, a couple of interesting interviews coming up at halftime. Kevin, I had a chance to talk to Downingtown East Brody Wilson, who is heading to Yale and has some interesting aspirations in the political world. All right now we're going to go down to the sideline with Coach Matta. And Coach, kind of a difficult time for your team to get going, and I think the turnovers probably were the key in the first half.
Well, the turnovers, but they're playing really good defense. You got to give them some credit. They're clogging up the lines. We're having a hard time getting them off the lines. They're playing really low, and we're going to have to try to figure that out at halftime.
Yeah, Coach, down towards the end of this second quarter there, you had the ability to become conservative there or throw the ball down the field, and you elected to go aggressive there. Do you have any second thoughts about that?
No, I mean, we got to dance with what brought us. I mean, we've been very successful throwing the ball, and we don't want to stop just because of that. We felt comfortable doing that, and I feel we'll get it together. I'm not worrying about that right now.
Great, Coach. Thanks, and good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you, guys.
Michael Matta, the head coach at Downingtown East. We're heading for the break. We'll come back with more as our coverage continues. Friday Night Lights high school football on the Comcast network. It is Coatesville 12, Downingtown East 7. Alongside Kevin Foley, this is John Gurevich. It is halftime from Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Our coverage of high school football continues with the Red Raiders leading the Cougars by the score of 12-7. Earlier, before the game, Kevin had an opportunity to sit down with the all-everything quarterback Jordan Young, who has played great on defense, plays on special teams. Just a big first half for Jordan Young. Kevin had a chance to sit down and chat with him before the game this evening. And let's take a look.
So, Jordan, you're obviously from a family with tremendous football pedigree. Your dad, Anthony, played with the Colts. And, what kind of a role model has he been for you?
He's been an excellent role model. He's taught me basically everything I know. Every week he teaches me something new. And it's just been great to have him here. I love having him here. He teaches me something. I've been great and lucky to have him so far, so I'm really happy about that.
That's great. And taking it a step further, I mean, I've got 3 older brothers, never had the opportunity to play with them. Mm-hmm. You're on the same field with your brothers, Aaron and Avery, not just on the same field, but you get to hand the ball off and throw the ball to them. I mean, what's that like?
It's amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. They've always played together their whole lives, and this is the first time we've actually been together on the same field, any sport actually, so it's great. It's wonderful. Aaron, my youngest brother, he's catching up to the speed of the game, so he's doing really good. And Avery, he had a minor setback when he got hurt, and he should be back next week and ready to go.
So you take on one of your big rivalries, Downingtown East, today. Obviously, they're undefeated. This is a huge game for you guys. Mm-hmm. What do you see the keys to being able to defeat these guys?
Obviously, they have Kerry Angelon, who's going to USC, so we want to try and stop him in the pass game. Saunders Haley, he's been much improved since last year in throwing the ball, and they're a power run team, so we got to try and stop their run, get our backers in there filling holes. So we got to try and stop the power and just dominate up front.
Yeah, and this is your 3rd year as a starting quarterback. Obviously, the more you play in the system, the more incorporated you get, and the more things you can do, the more freedom you have. What kind of freedom does the coach give you out there to kind of make calls at the line and check-offs and stuff like that?
He gives me some options, some audibles and stuff. It's like teams have been blitzing us a lot since we have a young line, so we've been just like slot guys getting open, moving like little slants and little hitches and stuff, getting them open real quick. So that's more little slot audibles and stuff.
It's great. I mean, it's got to be a blast playing in this spread, no huddle, fast-paced type of offense that really showcases your skills. Yes. You got a gun of an arm. You can absolutely fly. I mean, what's it like playing in an offense like this where you get to really showcase your skills and make plays all over the field?
It's great. We get to showcase our athletes, and I get to use all my skills and not just have to sit in the pocket or just run like the option system. Just get to do a little bit of everything, and I love it.
That's great. Take it away, John.
All right, that is Jordan Young with Kevin Foley. Big first half for Young. Coverage continues with Coatesville leading 12-7. All right, welcome back. It is halftime. Downingtown East at Coatesville. Our coverage continues, and now we wind it back to before the game. Had an opportunity to sit down with Brody Wilson, the linebacker for the Downingtown East team. And Brody, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is lacrosse, your other sport, and ask you how, maybe like the culture of playing lacrosse is different. The mood in the locker room. How is lacrosse most different from football?
Well, I'd say it's a little less game planning, a little more sporadic play out on the field. But generally, I'd say between the two teams, there's still a calmness before the game. Everybody still gets excited. I mean, it's still teenagers going out and playing their game.
You are headed to Yale to play lacrosse.
Yes.
Did you have opportunities to go to the next level as a football player at all?
Well, I ended up committing a little earlier in sophomore year, actually. So I think that might have dissuaded scouts for football. But I assume the opportunity is still there, but I'm definitely set on lacrosse.
Well, and what an opportunity it is to be a student at Yale.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to it? I guess there's the aspect of looking forward to it and the aspect of the challenge of being a student there.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Great. In terms of the way this season has gone so far, coming into this game, Downingtown East getting off to a great start through the first 6 games.
Yes.
What have been the things that have made that happen, the ingredients?
It's definitely intensity coming out in practice, doing everything right, and just working hard every day. We're definitely working hard between coming to school early on Mondays and watching film before school actually starts, or continue to lift in the off season. It's definitely, I'd say, just doing everything right. Not cutting any corners. Just
can you project what the potential is going beyond this game through the rest of the year?
I mean, if we continue to work hard and do what we need to do, I think we'll be successful every game. I mean, I don't want to say we're gonna. I'm focusing on this game primarily now, but hopefully undefeated District 1 championship, and then gone from there.
One last question about your future. Your coach is telling us that you have some political interests and ambitions?
Maybe political science in college, and but he always tells me that might be the President of the United States, which it's a big goal.
Well, you heard it here first. Who knows? Anything's
Maybe.
Possible. All right, Brody Wilson, the linebacker and future Yale student and lacrosse player, linebacker now with the Downingtown East team. Stay with us. Our coverage continues. Downingtown East at Coatesville. The second half is coming up here on the Comcast Network. Welcome back. It is halftime. Coatesville 12, Downingtown East 7 as we work our way towards the start of the third quarter. I'm John Gurovich alongside Kevin Foley, and we had both teams playing pretty evenly in the first half. Downingtown East made mistakes, 3 interceptions. Coatesville made mistakes, couple of penalties, and some that really hurt them. So both teams had mistakes that took away from what they were trying to do.
Yeah, neither offense could really get themselves established, and it was really a chaotic first half where no one could really get any rhythm going or any momentum going. So it was hopefully we get a smoother second half and one of these offenses is going to establish themselves.
Let's take a look at highlights from the first half, and we begin with Jordan Young. Interception by Jennings.
That's Jennings making plays. He's one of the best players on that defense. That's his 4th interception on the season. What a job.
And then an interception back the other way.
There's Jordan Young playing a little defense as well, as we're told he would play. He's been all over the field on both sides of the ball.
The safety by the Coatesville defense. Javon Sampson coming out of the pack on the defensive side.
Javon Sampson just slashing into the backfield, making a huge play for the safety.
Then a big gain for Carrie Angeline, the tight end.
There's what we're talking about. Anytime you get that Carrie Angeline 6'7", 235 matchup on a corner, you got to go at him.
Set up this touchdown run.
There's the feisty Kincaid fighting his way into the end zone.
But then a couple of minutes later, a pick 6 goes the other way.
This was the one at the end of the half we had talked about.
So it's seesawed with Downingtown East taking the lead and then Coatesville going on top. Team statistics, you see total yards pretty much even, but points off turnovers, 10 by Coatesville because of the Downingtown East mistakes. Might have been more, but 4 penalties for 40 yards committed by Coatesville.
Yeah, it was really an evenly played game, and it was really the last 3.5 minutes to go before half that was really puts us in the situation where we are now.
Let's go down to the sideline. Coach Matt Ortega standing by. And Matt, your thoughts on the first? It was kind of uneven in the first half, but your team winds up in the lead.
Yeah, our kids are playing their butts off. They're playing to the whistle. We got guys running into the ball. We're finding ways to make plays, and that's what these games are about. And hopefully we can do this in the second half and pull this one out.
Yeah, Coach, how do you try to establish some offense and get into a rhythm in the second half and get this thing going?
Well, I think it's that way to both sides right now, and again, who's ever going to make the most plays in the second half is going to win it. We're going to stay within the system, keep doing what we're doing, and we'll be fine.
We're looking forward to it. Coach, thanks for taking the time with us.
Yep.
All right, Coach Matt Ortega of Coatesville, both these teams going at each other. It's a rivalry, 2 good teams, 2 good programs. The third quarter coming up next. We are live from Coatesville High School in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Getting set to start the third quarter. The Red Raiders of Coatesville, who are 4-2, leading the undefeated 6-0 Downingtown East Cougars by the score of 12-7. Coach Matta, Michael Matta, the head coach at Downingtown East. His team has played good football this season, but they find themselves in a battle tonight. Defensively, they've been strong all year, and they were strong in the first half.
A great job right there by Mark Mastra coming up from the cornerback position and laying the stick on. And here's Jeremy Jennings doing what he does best. That's his 4th pick on the season.
Carrie Alexander getting it. Carrie Angeli getting some action on defense.
And there's that swarming defense. Just 11 helmets flying around to the football relentlessly for that sack.
Across the way from Michael Matta is Matt Ortega in his 7th year. His team has done, some good things and some bad things, right? So they've played some good defense. They played a lot of good defense. They forced 3 turnovers. Offensively, a little bit unsteady against that very good Downingtown East defense.
Yeah, and that's to be expected. And I really expect in the second half that Coach Ortega is going to come out and spread the defense out and try to make some plays down the field. Aaron Young is obviously, or Jordan Young, pardon me, is the big playmaker. I would see more draws out of him. I'd like to see him out on the perimeter and taking some shots down the field, because I've seen that Cougars defense line 10 and 11 defenders up within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and say, hey, you're not running the football on us. So,
yeah, and Kevin, maybe on the flip side, just the opposite from Downingtown East, right? Where we're expecting more. We talked about ground and pound at the beginning of the game, and we haven't seen as much of that, the tough running up the gut that we were expecting.
Well, that's what Coatesville has done an incredible job defensively, anticipating that ground and pound. They, too, have had 10, 11 hats up near the line of scrimmage, filling all the gaps, plenty of run stunts and making plays in the backfield. So you got to come out on first down and run some play action and find your big tight end.
Turn up!
All right, the opportunity is there for you to be the first to know all of your Philly sports news by following @CSN Philly on Twitter and by downloading the free CSN Philly Sports app today. All right, the teams are huddled around their coaches, and we are getting ready to kick off here to start the third quarter. It was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. Coatesville wound up going on top first 3-0 and then 5-0. Then Downingtown East answering to seesaw into the lead at 7-5. And then the pick six returned for a touchdown by Kevin Kirk of Coatesville to make it 12-7. All that in the second quarter. That's where we are. It'll be Downingtown East kicking it off. Drew Brennan, the kickoff man. Makai Alexander, number 5, a sophomore, back deep to receive it for Coatesville. Also back there is Jaden Hudson. And here we go. Start of the second half as undefeated 6-0 Downingtown East looks to preserve its unblemished record against rival Coatesville. This one into the end zone, as many of Drew Brennan's kicks go. He is one of the best in the state. He heads to the sideline. Coatesville's offense heads onto the field, and they will go first down and 10. Their quarterback, Jordan Young, 7 of 16 passing, 64 yards, 21 yards rushing, 85 total yards.
Here we go,
He's thrown one interception. On defense, he's made 2 interceptions. So he's +1 personally on the turnovers.
And he took one to the house. It got brought back.
All right, on first down, he will run the ball. Jordan Young taking it up the middle, bouncing off tacklers and getting up to the 25. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards. We've said a couple of times, Jordan Young, one of 3 brothers on the team. His younger brother, Aaron Young, freshman, is the starting running back. His other younger brother, sophomore, Avery Young, normally a starting wide receiver, and another very good player, out with an injury, due back next week. And so they will be back to all 3 a week from now. Good pass over the middle, complete to Jaden Hudson. And this will be first down yardage at the 37 or 38-yard line.
That's what you're talking about right there. You got to spread them out. The Cougars are just stacking the line of scrimmage, and they're playing man coverage against all the receivers. They're not respecting the receivers. So you got to give them a shot to make plays.
Michael Gua on the tackle. Jordan Young getting first down yardage, looking deep here, firing it down the middle. He's got Hudson. Jaden Hudson dragged out of bounds by Gua. First down, and Coatesville is on the move.
And this is what you see on tape from them all year, and this is why they're so explosive. And I think this is what we're going to see in the second half. Jaden Hudson just working from the slot. He's the elusive, shifty slot wide receiver, and that ball is dropped on a dime from the sky, right where you have to put that. 2 for 2 coming out here, this fast-paced offense.
32-yard gain, first and 10 at the 30. Quick pass in the left flat. Aaron Young, the freshman, the younger brother, takes it down the left sideline and gets to about the 11. And Coatesville is on the move. Nothing fancy there, but it turns into a first down gain.
No, Matt Ortega has done an incredible job with halftime adjustments. When the defense wants to stack everyone in the box, these quick screens to the outside, getting the ball on the perimeter and pushing the ball down the field is the way you got to attack these aggressive man coverage defenses. Again, there they are. Everyone up on the line playing man coverage.
Young will carry it here, gets back across the line of scrimmage and then is wrapped up. Seth Davis coming over from linebacker. Look at the effort by the defense to prevent this from becoming more dangerous. Seth Davis hanging on. But Michael Matta and company backing up here. This is a Coatesville drive that began at their own 20-yard line. It's now down to the 9. Red Raiders knocking at the door. Young looking. Young going for the end zone. He's got Hudson out there, but the ball overthrown, incomplete. And it'll be an incomplete pass.
But again, I love the aggressive tactic. The defense wants to take your speedsters and try to play man coverage against them across the board. You got to throw the ball down the field. And that's one of the best man beaters out there, is that little flag route to the corner of the end zone.
Third down and 7. From the 9-yard line. Big play coming up right here. 10:06 left. We're very early in the third quarter. Coatesville up by 5. Young's going to keep it. Gets across the 5. Going to be well short of the first down. And we're going to have fourth down and short yardage. Now, do you kick here or do you go for it? Let's take another look at this run play.
Good job being patient. But again, there's just too many guys in the box. You can't block them all. And Jordan Young is down.
So the Coatesville quarterback shaken up. And we'll see what this is about.
Based on how they're pulling his toe forward there, it looks just like a cramp. That's all he's got, is a cramp in the calf.
Early stages of the third quarter, a fourth down and 3. Take another look at the play.
Hey, nothing much there. You just cramps can't be explained. It's happened from dehydration once in a while. We used to drink pickle juice for those. I'm not sure that practice is still takes place these days.
Not sure it's scientifically proven. There's Jordan Young's father, Anthony Young. We talked about him in the first half, former star football player at Temple, who went on to a short NFL career with the Indianapolis Colts before injury ended his run as a pro player. Take a look at if you look at the reaction of Young at the very end of this play. He's going to grab his leg there. So he hobbles off the field now. And so I think partly as a result of not having his quarterback available, Matt Ortega opts for a field goal attempt here. And this thing is blocked. The field goal attempt by Kelly is blocked. And Downingtown East comes up with a big defensive play. So 4th down and short yardage. You may think about going for it there, but with your quarterback out, it shifts the decision to a field goal, only to have it blocked. Looks like Jeremy Jennings coming from the corner.
Well, that's Jeremy Jennings coming from the corner. Untouched, 74 gave him a short corner, and Jennings showing that he's part of the 100-yard relay state championship team. That speed coming off the corner, what a job. Big play.
And off the Downingtown East defensive work, the offense gets the ball back, and it is Kincaid carrying it for a couple of yards. So Coatesville with a massive drive, right? That drive started at their own 20 and got all the way down inside the 5-yard line before it ended on a blocked field goal. That takes the wind out of your sails if you're Coatesville.
It sure does.
Let's see what Downingtown East could do. Saunders Healy, the 6'4" senior quarterback, on 2nd down. Keeps the ball himself and is stopped well behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of yardage on the play. And there's number 58, Javon Sampson, who's made a couple of big plays tonight, including the safety in the 2nd quarter, and a good defensive job by him here.
He's been in the backfield all night.
3rd down and long. 3rd down and 11. Healy on a short drop, under pressure, flings it complete. Over the middle, this is the tight end Angeline. And he's got a 1st down as he rumbles out across the 30 to the 35.
And there he is, that's the go-to. It's hard to believe. Stay patient with that run game and pound it between the tackles. But I'd like to see him on one of these 1st downs go play action and try to get Angeline down the seam.
They tighten up the formation here. I formation with just one wide out. Healy back to throw. Over the middle. Knocked away. Incomplete. And again, the safety was Ed Clark. Has made some plays. Junior safety with good defensive coverage there.
Yeah, great job by Ed Clark. Again, trying to get Angeline down the seam, thrown a little bit behind him. You want to get that one out in front and high and give your 6'7" frame Angeline a chance to make a play there.
3rd down and about 8 at the 37-yard line. Healy under pressure. Gets the pass away complete. The fullback Hanford rumbles across the 45 to the 46. That'll be enough for the 1st down. A good job on the short pass to Jake Hanford.
It's a good job. You take Angeline and run the defense off. Nice little dump screen to Hanford. Picks up the 1st down.
10-yard gain, just enough for the 1st down. And the Cougars at their own 45. They are down by 5 as we cross the 8-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Healy, complete. And he got it high in the air to Angeline that time. And Kevin, as you were saying, that time the pass gave Angeline the opportunity to utilize the 6'7" reach.
Absolutely, and you get to mix it up there. You've been running the ball all the time on 1st down. You throw the ball on 1st down, you pick up 7 yards. Now you can run anything you want in the book.
Here's Jordan Young on the sideline working on what we think is a cramp. Healy's pass off the hands of the usually reliable Jake Hanford. Might have heard the footsteps. Here's a look at Jordan Young.
Yeah, that's all you can do. You have to try and stretch out that calf muscle Just got to try to rehydrate it and stretch it, and hopefully he can get back out there.
10th play on this drive, which began following the blocked field goal attempt. 3rd down and short yardage, and Healy is brought down behind the line. Good defensive work as Coatesville was able to stop the play, courtesy of linebacker Tawn Evans.
Watch Tawn Evans just dissect that play. He's seen that play on tape before. He comes storming into the backfield. Makes a huge play on 3rd down.
Aaron Young back deep with Makai Alexander. You see Young and Alexander. Drew Brennan to punt. And so a little bit of a drive by Downingtown East after recovering from the blocked field goal, and now they'll send the ball back to Coatesville. Brennan sends it away. Fair catch called for and taken by Aaron Young. And we'll take a break. 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Coatesville holding a 5-point lead. And if you remember, the last time they had the football, Jordan Young, their quarterback, got hurt, what we thought was a cramp in the calf. And it looks like he is coming back into the game now.
Yeah, he was trying to run it off on the sideline, and he's limping around a little bit, but being the competitor that he is, you're going to have to drag him off the field.
Yes. Well, let's see how mobile he is. Let's see how effective he is. Maybe he'll sit out on defense, which was not the case in the first half, where he had some outstanding plays on defense. He did not play, obviously, on the last defensive series, but he is back on offense and in the shotgun formation and looking deep down the left sideline. This is just beyond the reach of the intended receiver, Kevin Kirk, and it's an incomplete pass. And he's back down. Jordan Young back down. Don't know if it's the same thing or he's holding his head, but that might just be wincing and in pain from something going on in his calf again. Don't know. But how about his coach, Michael Maddock, going right to the deep pass as Jordan Young returns. Let's take another look and watch him get hit here just after releasing.
Oh, yeah.
Sandwiched. Don't know what this is exactly, but whatever it is, it hurts. You could tell. All right, let's take a look at what Downingtown East has done through the course of this season, their games played so far and their games still to come. This has been a team that has gone 6-0 throughout the first half of the season and done it with big offensive numbers week in and week out. Their low score, their low offensive output on the year up until now has been 28 points. And they've been playing some good defense on and off, but absolutely. Now here's Young being carried off, so this is maybe a little bit more serious than the first situation. But Downingtown East with a lot of offense this year and only 7 points on the board tonight. Now let's see what Coatesville is able to do. Hopefully Jordan Young turns out to be okay here, but in the meantime, they need somebody else to plug in at quarterback.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. He's struggling to even walk.
And Coach Matt Ortega sending his team onto the field, and right away a loose ball on the exchange as they brought in Makai Alexander to play quarterback.
And it wasn't a great snap, but he certainly could have handled it and maybe just taken the ball, and you wouldn't have gotten the handoff there, but you try and just catch that ball and run straight ahead and minimize the damage if possible.
Number 5, Makai Alexander, 5'8", 165-pound sophomore, has been playing quite a bit tonight on defense. He's the starting quarterback, is a backup wide receiver normally on offense, and the backup quarterback as well. Now it's 2nd and long. He puts it in the hands of Aaron Young, and Young gets stacked up after gaining a couple, and it'll quickly be 3rd down. 4th down. Now they have to not only replace Young at quarterback, but at punter as well, right? Jordan Young, the punter. And we'll see who's going to come in at punt. And it's going to be Dalton Donovan who comes in to punt. Frank Kennedy, the referee, has been mostly quiet, which is always good when you don't have a lot of penalties in the game.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. We got 12 on the defense.
Making sure there are the right number of players on the field, and there are not. You heard him counting to 12.
Dead ball foul. Illegal substitution, defense. 12 men.
There's nothing scientific about it. You just count how many are out there. It is still 4th down, but slightly better field position.
Yeah, luckily it was 4th and long and not 4th and 4 or 5, or that would have been a brutal penalty.
It's the first penalty of the night on Downingtown East. Close to being blocked, but he does get it away. Donovan sending it downfield, bobbled, and then a loose ball, and Coatesville might have it. They do not. It is recovered by Downingtown East, but only almost a big miscue by the Cougars. Boy, number 15, Brashear Stocker, has been downfield on punt coverage just about every time.
Once the ball bounces that short and starts scooting and running along the ground, you just got to get away from it. Got to just get away from that ball, take your medicine. Cannot afford a turnover there.
Cougars have 1st and 10 at their own 44. Fake handoff. Healy with the pass downfield, looking for Angeline. And Carrie Angeline dragged out of bounds by the defense, by Ed Clark, but a big gain and a 1st down.
That's what we've been waiting for all night. They've been consistently running the ball on 1st down, and Coatesville's been stacking the line of scrimmage. This time you get to run the play action pass, and perfectly dropped in there on the corner route to Angeline.
26-yard gain. They put it in the hands of Jack Kincaid now, and Kincaid rumbles forward across the 25.
And that's all it takes to loosen up the run game. If you can get a couple play action passes down the field, the defense starts to respect you down the field, opens up some running lanes for Kincaid.
5-yard gain, it'll be 2nd down and 5. Fake handoff. Healy looking, throwing it, looking for Angeline, incomplete. And again, Ed Clark with the coverage.
Now Coach Matta is doing what we expected him to do and making some of these halftime adjustments. If they want to continue to cover Angeline one-on-one, you got to keep taking shots at him. That time you just missed him. You missed that ball to the inside.
3rd and 4. Jack Kincaid's got the 1st down. Room on the left sideline, bumped out of bounds. But the Cougars are in business, 1st down and maybe 1st and goal to go wherever they mark it.
That's big Mike Clark, the commit to Maryland, leading around the corner with a pancake block and springing Kincaid for the 1st down.
They do mark the ball inside the 10, mark it down as 1st down and goal to go. And carrying it into the end zone for Downingtown East is Tim Avato. Tim Avato able to go around the left side and get into the end zone.
And again, they're just going to follow big Mike Clark. Oh, that's close.
Nick Avato going off left tackle and taking it into the end zone. Was there a fumble at the end of that play? Ball did come loose. And after the extra point, we'll take another look. But in any case, it is in the books as a touchdown, and Downingtown East regains the lead. So we've been seesawing, and the Cougars have gone back on top with the extra point upcoming. We're going to have a timeout taken now by Downingtown East. So let's take a look at the replay of this touchdown run by Avato.
And again, you see Mike Clark leading it on the edge right there, and it's just a matter of when this ball comes out. That looks like a fumble from that angle, but it's tough to say from that angle.
If this was a fumble, then we would have had a touchback, not a touchdown, but a touchback with the ball going out of bounds in the end zone, and Coatesville gaining possession.
And it's tough to see because we don't get any angle directly down the goal line, but that, to me, that looked like that came out early.
The ruling is a touchdown, though. And now we're going to have Downingtown East set up for a 2-point conversion. They're going for 2. They've got a 1-point lead. And they're going for the 2-point conversion. Healy looking right. Lofts it for Angeline. And the conversion is good. Had to take a second to see if he was in bounds or not. But the high arcing pass, a good one to the 6'7" Angeline. And the 2-pointer is converted.
That's exactly what you got to do. You want a little back shoulder throw that thing up high. You got a 6'7" tight end going up against a 5'10" corner.
And a 6'7" tight end with nice soft hands.
Nice soft hands, and you can high point the ball. Watch him go up and get it. Strong hands, gets the feet down. Man, you don't find many guys that are 6'7", 235 pounds with feet like that and hands like that.
You know, Ed Clark and Kevin Kirk, who have gotten the assignment to defend him, are just working so hard. And they've made some terrific plays. You know, Kevin Kirk outmaneuvered Angeline for the pick 6 and the touchdown in the first half, but Carey is starting to wear them down here now, it seems.
Yep. Well, it's been a great adjustment by Coach Matta, because he, again, has been getting man coverage across the board. Coatesville's been trying to stop the run, and they've had that all night, and it's taken them to the second half, but they finally have come around and gotten him the football.
So Downingtown East, undefeated Downingtown East, has now regained the lead. They're up by 3. They squib it downfield, a loose football. It is still loose. A scramble for it. Cougars think they have it, and they do. Downingtown East has the football. 1st and 10, and the Cougars are back in business. Boy, momentum can swing in this sport so quickly. And all of a sudden, Downingtown East seems like they're in the driver's seat.
I was just looking up in the sky looking for a full moon because I have never seen so many crazy plays in one football game in my life.
2 good football teams making some mistakes tonight. And this one a gift for Downingtown East.
That's one of those you just got to get on. Just dive on the ball, secure it. You try and pick that up and get some yards out of it, and that's what happens.
Now on 1st down, a quick pass downfield. Knocked away and almost intercepted. Pass intended for Jake Hanford, but the good defensive work by Makai Alexander to bust it up.
I love the play call by Coach Matta, though. Coming off the turnover, trying to stick this ball. He just leaves it a little bit outside. If he leads the receiver back to the inside here, it's a touchdown. Got to protect him from that safety.
Now on 2nd down, Jack Kincaid running around the left end, getting good yardage, short of the 1st down, but moving forward a couple of yards and setting up 3rd down at about 5. Jack Kincaid now 17 carries and 42 yards with 1 touchdown. Starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going here in the second half. 3rd down at about 5. They put it in the hands of Kincaid, muscling off right guard, on his feet still, but not enough for the 1st down. It'll be 2-3 yards short. Keep in mind that Coatesville's quarterback, Jordan Young, is out of the game, was injured earlier in this quarter. Their offense hasn't been on the field much in any case.
And this is a very interesting call with one of the best kickers in the state going for it here.
4th down and about 3. Healy in the shotgun. Here's the 4th down play. Short pass for Angeline, complete. He breaks the tackle, heading for the goal line. Touchdown. So on 4th and short, the completed pass to the star tight end, and then Carey Angeline dragging the defense into the end zone for 6.
Wow, can you say mini Gronkowski? That is unbelievable.
Good work by Carey Angeline.
That's why this guy has gotten so many offers. He's going on a full ride to University of Southern Cal. Look at him make the catch. Just no quit. The strength, the power, the size, forget it.
And the extra point is booted through. And just like that, Downingtown East, which spent a long stretch trailing in this game 12-7, has put up 15 points, and they've got a 10-point lead.
Great job by Healy, too. Throwing that ball up high, giving him a chance to make the play where only he can make it. Just let him get it in his hands and watch the beast take over, muscle it across the end zone.
Yeah, if you're going to tackle him at that spot on the field, you've got to go low and grab the ankles and bring him down that way. Once he gets ahead of Steve going, it's tough to wrap him up in the midsection and bring him down.
I mean, what a combination of size, speed, hands, and tenacity.
Took him a while to get going. There was some good defensive work by Coatesville on Carrie Angeline, but he's gotten going here in the third quarter. All right, so a 10-point lead now for Downingtown East. They are undefeated, held in check for most of this football game, but a 4-play, 20-yard drive off the turnover. And in just a minute 18, they convert into 7 points. So now if you're Coatesville and things were looking so good for you, all of a sudden you've dug yourself a hole. And it's a tough one to climb out of, especially if your quarterback is unable to come back into the game. Makai Alexander and Jaden Hudson back to field to kick. It is kicked along the turf, and it bounces into the hands of Jaden Hudson. He runs into his own teammates and then is swarmed on and surrounded and tackled by the Downingtown East coverage team. So let's see who comes out at quarterback. If it's Makai Alexander again, or if they're somehow able to go back to Jordan Young. It is number 5, Makai Alexander. And so the sophomore is tasked with the assignment of taking his team downfield from their own 24 and now trailing by 10 points.
And it looks like all the wind was taken out of their sails when Jordan Young went down.
Let's see if they can put some wind back in. They keep it on the ground here with Aaron Young, and he gets a couple of yards. Freshman Aaron Young came into the game with 460 yards on the ground, gets a couple more right here. Late third quarter, and Coatesville, which has led for much of this game, trailing here by 10.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Coach Ortega makes with the quarterback change here.
Handoff. Aaron Young, little bit of room, but couldn't really break it open around the end. And it'll be third down. Third down and about 4, which is normally a passing situation. Whether they entrust the sophomore back up to throw remains to be seen. They already are without one of their starting receivers, the other Young brother, Avery Young. They do keep it on the ground here, and Aaron Young gets across the 30, but that's short of the first down, and will be a 3 and out for Coatesville. Shane Hogarth, number 74, with good defensive work.
Oh yeah, Shane Hogarth just beats his man right off the line of scrimmage, gets in the backfield and blows up that play.
New punter again, since Jordan Young is normally the punter. Dalton Donovan into punt. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Big third quarter for the Downingtown East Cougars. And Donovan gets away a decent punt. Takes a nice Coatesville roll. And it'll bounce all the way down to the 20-yard line where it is down. And as a result, Downingtown East will take over 1st and 10 at its own 20 with about 7 seconds left. Carrie Angeline really stepping up here in the third quarter.
There he is, just running a simple hitch route, man coverage. Again, same route, just get the ball in his hands quickly. He'll do the rest. This time running down the seam, running a corner route here, dropped in beautifully by Healy. And again, whenever you got him out there on a smaller corner, just throw it up and give him a chance.
Lined up on the left side of the formation here. 1st and 10 for Downingtown East. They keep it on the ground here. Kincaid with a little bit of running room gets up to the 24-yard line. and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. So fourth and final period coming up. Can Coatesville stop the Downingtown East momentum? Cougars lead by 10. End of 3. Downingtown East 22. Coatesville 12. On the Comcast Network. John Gurvich with Kevin Foley at Coatesville High School, set to go fourth quarter. Downingtown East leading 22-12. You saw they put up 15 points in the third quarter to take a 12-7 halftime deficit and turn it into a 22-12 lead. A couple of yards on second down to start the fourth quarter. And very quickly, it's third down and 4 at the 26-yard line. Healy 12 for 26 in the air, 144 yards. 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Pass complete here to Ethan Harris. And that will be enough to move the chains, enough for the first down.
This is what the Cougars love to do. They love to run the football and then have these little play-action passes to their fullback and their tight end. Mix it up, and they can get into their ground and pound style of offense now and try to wear some clock.
Kevin Kirk with the tackle for Coatesville. On first down, a couple of yards here, as Nick Avato carries the football for short yardage. Michael Matta turning his team around, and Kevin, he did make the adjustments we talked about at halftime.
He did.
Second down and long. Healy with the, again, short pass to Angeline. Ridden out of bounds. Another decent gain. Should be enough for the first down.
And again, to go with the size and the hands, well, watch the underrated quickness he has. Right here, he looks like he's staffed. No, he just puts the foot in the ground, darts his way to the sideline, and picks up the first down. He's just got a knack for knowing where the chains are and making big plays.
First and 10 now. And a handoff to Dan Laditis, who's come in for the first time, and that goes nowhere. Good defensive play by Coatesville. Rasir Stocker, who's been really good on special teams, coming in from linebacker here to make this play. Second down and about 11. Laditis again, very little. Kevin, we've got statistically, Carrie Angeline has 7 catches now for 113 yards and the 1 touchdown.
Wow, it's been an absolute beast. And we talked about Coach Matta making those adjustments and really looking to him in the second half, and he's come through.
They split him out a couple of yards on the right side. Third down and 11. Early stages of the fourth quarter, Downingtown East leading by 10 points. Healy will keep it. And is brought down and tackled by linebacker Tawn Evans before the play could really get going. And it'll be fourth down as a result. Tawn Evans has played well, 5'11" junior. 9:26 left in the fourth quarter. Upset-minded Coatesville had a strong first half, but Downingtown East has taken over with a big third quarter. Here, they're forced to punt in the early stage of period 4. Drew Brennan to punt. A little bit of a rush coming, but Brennan gets it away. And a fair catch taken by Aaron Young. And so Coatesville will take over at its own 23-yard line with 8:53 left in the football game. And Downingtown East leading by 10 points. Number 5, Makai Alexander continues at quarterback. The starting quarterback, Jordan Young, got hurt early in the third quarter, what appeared to be a cramp. He sat out for a little bit, came back into the game, and then was hit as he was sacked on the first play of his return. Got hurt again and has not returned since.
And it looked strange because he was holding his head, but then he got carried off the field.
This pass beyond the reach of the intended receiver Arnold Hammond, and then deflected and nearly picked off. And so Alexander facing 2nd down and 10 for the Red Raiders.
This is where it gets real tough for Coach Ortega because he's got to try and find offense somewhere. Obviously, with Jordan Young out of the game, the dual threat, big arm, has made a bunch of big plays today. He's got to try and find a way to get some offense.
They'll be a little conservative, keep it on the ground, a handoff to Jaden Hudson coming around. And as you see, he is surrounded by white jerseys and pushed back for what looks like a loss or so of a yard. Let's take a look at Brody Wilson, junior middle linebacker, fighting off blocks and coming in and making football all over America and for you on the Comcast network. A beautiful autumn night, the crescent moon. He had a good game. All right, so 4th down, another near block situation, but Brennan does get it away. And so the ball will roll out of bounds at about the 30. Now just 2:19 to go. And Coatesville running out. I believe they're out of timeouts now. They are out of timeouts now.
Yeah, very interesting here. Rashawn Alston gets through clean and he pulls up. Had the opportunity to make a play, make a block, possibly scoop and score, get him back in the game, and he pulls up.
And so the 3rd-string quarterback, Dominic Massolino, again is on the field and again looking to throw. Gets away from a rush, flings it into the right flat. It is complete to Aaron Young, but very little yardage. Now it's complete to Arnold Hammond. Number 1, Arnold Hammond on the catch. Actually a loss of yardage on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to throw now because the Cougars defense knows they're throwing. It's going to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback.
Massolino, a junior, in trouble, being chased and brought down behind the line of scrimmage and sacked. Defensive end Pat Mata coming in and making the stop, and the senior, the son of the head coach, Mata, in to make the tackle and get the sack.
As you can see, he's got no run responsibility, not worried about the run whatsoever, knows they're going to throw the football, so he's just beelining for the quarterback.
Go over there.
Coatesville just unable to get anything going since the injuries to their quarterback. Now a long pass down court, tipped and caught. It winds up in the hands of Jaden Hudson, and Hudson's still on his feet before tiptoeing out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So hold everything. 1:05 left. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
I'm to the point where I'm not surprised at anything that happens in this game.
Yeah, he catches it in stride.
And then shows some awareness. Great awareness getting out of bounds to try and save some time as well. 2 defenders collide. He catches it and beelines for the end zone.
At the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Massolino under pressure. Fires, deflected, incomplete. And now less than a minute remaining. Let's not wrap up this football game just yet.
No.
We've had a number of wacky things happen. And there may still be 1 or 2 left. Matt Ortega's got to think so. His team down by 10. Coaches are certainly in it right till the final whistle. 2nd down. Massolino under pressure, hit by Brody. Brody Wilson pushing him back and forcing the incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd down.
Again, no run responsibility or worries whatsoever. They're just pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback, and a good job by Massolino there, just getting rid of the football, stopping the clock, giving themselves another chance.
3rd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Two wide left, 2 wide right. 3rd down. Massolino brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Junior Will Kiley coming in from defensive tackle to make the sack.
Kiley just bull rushes over the running back who's stepping up to try and help out.
And now it's 4th down. And we're down to 20 seconds remaining in the game. And on 4th down, no reason for Coatesville not to go for it here. Massolino throws complete, but short of the first down. And Downingtown East will take over on downs with only 10 seconds left. Looked like he got hurt right at the end of that play. One of the Coatesville players getting hurt and kind of sliding off the field, as you see there. Downingtown East takes over. They could just fall on the football, put a knee down here with just 8 seconds left in the football game and the 10-point lead. So the big third quarter is what really made the difference in this football game. Downingtown East outscoring Coatesville 50-0 in the third. You know, other than that, Coatesville was either in control or play was even. But that 50-0 third was enough to cement victory for the Cougars of Downingtown East. Clock winds down. A strong effort by Coatesville, but they will fall to 4-3. And Downingtown East making adjustments, reviving in the third, and pulling away for their 7th victory against no losses. The final score, the Cougars of Downingtown East 22, the Red Raiders of Coatesville 12. We'll take a break and come back. We'll talk to one of the players, show you highlights, and bring you stats. Stay with us as our coverage continues on the Comcast Network. Welcome back to live coverage of high school football on the Comcast Network. The final score is in the books. Downingtown East remains undefeated. The Cougars 22, the Coatesville Red Raiders 12. One of the key developments in the second half was the injury to Jordan Young. This really changed not only the immediate situation, but really the whole flow of the second half, as Young was unable to return what we were told was cramping in his left leg. And then after that, it really seemed like it was all Downingtown East.
Yeah, as soon as Jordan Young went down, the momentum just instantly changed.
And a big touchdown there right at the end. Carrie Angeline now standing by, and Carrie, a tremendous effort by yourself and by your team. Take us back to that third quarter where you were trailing, and in particular that play where you really were able to break a number of tackles and just not be stopped and got your way into the end zone.
I mean, it took, the offense really wasn't getting going in the first half, and in the second half we kind of just, in the locker room, we kind of just said offense got to get this going, and just had to make a play, and I'm glad I did. Perfectly thrown ball. So.
Yeah, Carrie, it looked like you guys made some adjustments at halftime, because it looked like you were getting a lot of man coverage in the first half. And you guys were running the ball a lot on first down, and it seems like they made a concerted effort to get you the ball more against man coverage in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a credit to the Coach Wolf, him noticing that, just calling the right plays. Offensive line blocked great, and glad we came out with this win.
Carrie, you were facing double coverage pretty much the entire game, but particularly in the second half. How do you take that on? What is your solution for solving those double coverage situations?
I mean, when they double cover me, we just run the ball. And when we're running well, that opens up the pass game. And when the pass game's getting going, that opens up the run game. So.
And just, kind of just taking us back to the fact that your team was down, trailing at halftime. You're coming into this game undefeated. What were the key things that turned it around and got you to the win?
I mean, that's just kind of praising our toughness, our hard work. I mean, we're working all the time in the summer. This is what we work for. I mean, we've never been Coatesville, and I'm glad we came out with the win and just kind of pulled this one out. So. All
right. Well, congratulations on the victory and on the ongoing undefeated season, and good luck through the rest of the schedule.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Carrie Angeline, who is a star tight end right now and heading for Southern Cal, as we said a couple of times throughout the broadcast. Let's take a look at the statistics. And, misleading a little bit, a lot of rushing yards you see for Downingtown East, the slight passing yardage advantage for Coatesville. Total yards, fairly even, but turnovers are really big part in the outcome of this game.
Yeah, the turnovers and the 2 for 15 on third down for Coatesville, that was a killer, and a lot of that happened when Jordan Young went down. That's when it seems like they just lost all their momentum.
When you look at this Downingtown East, they're a team, they're 7-0. Can this be a team that really puts a big run together through the rest of the season?
Yeah, they seem to have talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, they stop the run real well. They run the football. And then when they get Angeline involved in the pass game, I mean, they have a real complete team.
Yeah, and they really did that in the third quarter. Again, in that third quarter, they outscored their opponent, Coatesville, 15-0. And as a result, Downingtown East pulls away and remains undefeated. Coatesville falling to 4-3. Downingtown East with the record of 7-0, and the final score in the books: the Cougars 22 and the Red Raiders 12. We thank you for watching high school football on the Comcast Network. I'm John Juravich. For Kevin Foley and our great crew, we thank you for watching. Join us again next Friday night, next Saturday afternoon, or a couple of Saturday afternoons, November 14th, when SCH Academy meets Malvern Prep.
Saturday.